and the topic is Revolutionizing Women Health, the next frontier in nutraceuticals for the Asian market. So I would like to welcome Ms. Nandini Roy, client partner for food and beverages at Future Market Insight. Please welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. So first of all, I think I would like to tell Professor, it was a great session. It was a great session, and it was very informative. I think I can say she's a very good teacher, right? Okay. So I am Nandini Roy Choudhury. I am a senior research manager at Future Market Insights. I know this is the last session and everybody wants to go and pick up the flight. I'll try to be as fast as possible and be a bit interesting. So yeah, bear with that. So before I start, okay. So until they start. So I'll talk more about maybe about the company and what we do. So we are a research and consulting firm, the market research firm. We basically work directly with the clients, whether they are the manufacturers or the end customers of the market, and try to solve various problems. So say, for example, if there is any manufacturer here who wants to launch a product in China or say in Thailand. So what can be the price point? What can be the packaging, the flavoring, or the ingredient list? So those kind of problem-solving capabilities we do have, and we back all those facts with data. So we do both the understanding the market trends, the market dynamics, what are the product launches, what new is happening in the market, and then we back it up with the data. So there are many companies who are already our clients. With Vitafoods, I have been working for almost 6-7 years now. So it has been a great experience. It's fine. So this is how it is. Talking more about what I do on a day-to-day basis is, I specifically work on food and beverages domain at Future Market Insights, dietary supplement and nutraceutical being one of the domains. But having said that, since in recent times we have seen that all the lines of these industries have been blurred. There is nothing called as sports nutrition or dietary supplement or say medical food. Everything and anything is now specifically related to the functionality or the health condition that we are trying to focus. So a ready-to-drink beverage can be a functional drink as well, and then can be a supplement too. So yeah, I hope it has started. So I will be talking more about the women health frontier with respect to nutraceutical, specifically in the Asian market. A bit of the introduction about the company we have already talked about. If you feel you want to further have an understanding about what we do, and if you have any queries, you can reach out to me at Future Market Insights, Nandini at futuremarketinsights.com. So now when we say Asian market, so the trend, the dynamics, and the type of customers, it vary vastly compared to the Western world. Here, you can see there are two types of graph. One talks about the investment of the Asian industry into specifically medical food and nutraceutical spending. You can see here that India and Southeast Asian countries, they have been leading from the front. Back in 2022, just after the pandemic hit, the spending was $4 trillion. And by 2032, in the next 10 years, I would say, it will be more than $6.4 trillion. So here we can see that post-COVID scenario, people have already started thinking about the immunity, their health concerns, and they want something which is a bit convenient and ready to use. So the spending part of it is pretty much clear to us. The Asian consumers are here to spend, much likely as the Western consumers are doing. But then how are they trying to pay, or how they are trying to move ahead into the market? So in the next graph, we see that when Future Market Insight did a survey this year, we tried to understand if they are willing to pay a higher price for a specific health condition. And this we are talking about the OTC platform for supplements here. So you can see in China, Japan, India, more than 30% of the people, they say that they are willing to pay a premium price, or they are ready to spend on something which is specifically for a health condition, or with a specific packaging which is convenient to use. The spending that we are talking about is just for the supplements or the nutraceutical ecosystem, not just for the women, of course. But then we can see here that the customers are ready to pay. They just want a profile, a product that is suitable for them. So raising the nutritional profile of functional health and wellness product is necessary, and there is no stark trade-off between health and willingness to pay. There are, of course, other factors such as, say, lower price, or say, networking of the big brands, which is few of the factors which help in increasing the sales of the brand. But for now, and we can see here as well, every single company or the booth that you visit, they are highlighting the conditions, whether it is related to skin, it is related to hair, joint health, or brain health, cognitive health. So you have to cater to any specific nutritional profile if we are willing to target a specific customer. Moving forward, so we do understand that people want to buy, people want to spend in Asia or across the globe. But then where exactly they want to spend? So talking from the investment perspective, so can investors help women's health break through the glass ceiling? Because we do understand we still don't have that many products in the market, right? So the graph indicates the health tech investment trends in the Asia-Pacific region from 2019 to 2023. So when I say the health funding or health investment, it basically includes the healthcare services, healthcare technologies, pharmaceuticals, biotechnology, and medtech companies. So I'm talking about the overall health ecosystem. So you can see here that in 2021, we had a pretty much increase in the investment, rightly so because of the pandemic, of course. But after that, from 2022 to 23 and up until this year, spending specifically on the women's health is just 2% of the total healthcare spending. I think this is a bit confusing and a bit alarming. We can see n number of companies who are here and across the globe, in Asia Pacific, in almost 10, 15, 20 countries which are there in Asia itself. But then we have only 2% just for women's health. What does this indicate? Either the customer is not educated, the investors are not educated, or we don't have enough companies to focus upon women. We'll figure it out. So while women's health represent an opportunity for investment or an innovation in this critical market, there is only just 2% of venture funding. So we have to keep this in mind. But there, of course, have been a lot of products in the market, right? It's not that it has been completely neglected. So where are the investors investing? Where is most of the work being done? So we did a survey again and tried to understand what are the interesting conditions or factors which the manufacturers are ready to launch into the market, or are already there into the market, or are doing a lot of R&D there. More than 1/3 of the companies for the women's health market is focused on breastfeeding, reproductive health, and contraception. And here we can see that there are a lot of health tech companies and nutraceutical ingredient companies who are into menstrual care, pregnancy care, fertility solution. In general healthcare, we are talking about either hair or skin or maybe cognitive health, menopausal health, nursing care, fertility. So you can see here clearly the trend that the companies are following, right? And there are a lot of women uh, in the group here, and all of us understand this is not just the problem that we are facing on everyday basis, correct? There are many other issues apart from the pregnancy or menstruation or hair or skin that is needed to be taken care of. So women's health need, however, significantly broader, and it is growing day by day as per the number of startups that are investing and trying to create a product. But the thing is, even if the companies who are planning to enter into the market, they need to understand what the customer wants. So when I always talk about the women health, I say this: if you're talking about in general health supplement, you have to understand the customer, because somewhere down the line, you need to educate the customers about the ingredient or the benefits of the ingredients, about the formulation, etc., etc. But when it comes to women health, the customers are already knowledgeable. They know what they want. It has to be the backward integration where the companies and the investors or the manufacturers, they have to educate themselves of exactly what the problem is there. We have a lot of vitamin C products in the market, right? For specifically for the women's. But do we have it specifically for the age group? For the Gen Zs, for the millennials, or for the senior citizens? I don't think so. Maybe a handful of them. So you see, a woman's body is much more different than a men's. We all understand that. And that's the reason I say the statement that in women's health, the customer is already knowledgeable, is already educated. We have to educate the brands and do more research on understanding what the customer actually understands and needs. One formulation will not be suitable for every single client, whether it is from the country perspective, regional perspective, formulation perspective, or the health conditions. So this is something where a lot has to be done and be confident about, because when I have had a chat with a lot of companies here also, they want to do a lot in women's health because they can clearly see the gap, they see the white space, the opportunity, but then the only thing that they can think about is pregnancy care, postnatal, prenatal, vitamins, hair, and skin. So I really think that there is a lot to be discussed here. So this is something where I have tried to list down few of the most discussed preventive care conditions for women. Reproductive health, pregnancy, and the pelvic health care is something that is almost already talked about. The percentages talk about the type of investments the venture capitalist funds or the manufacturers are trying to do in those sections. Talking more about maybe the general healthcare and wellness, diagnostic test and screening specifically for women conditions is a necessity. Nutrition and fitness, we have a lot of sports drinks, energy drinks, which are coming into the market, but it has to be specific to a health condition for women or age group. There are a lot of chronic diseases, home care and elderly care, women elderly care supplements that has to be talked about. Sexual wellness is something which is already been discussed much, but we can be a bit more deep dived into it. So talking more about then what should be done and what is to be done is both of these graphs, they talk about the generic healthcare, the general well-being and health and wellness ecosystem, and then specific to few of the female problems. Bone health, hair, nail, cold, flu, insomnia, these are the generic health and wellness ecosystem where we need to have specific supplements catering to a specific country or a region. Talking about more of the specifics with respect to the prescribed supplements, as we say, we have two types of products, right? One is for the OTC and one which is prescribed. So for the prescription part of the ecosystem, urinary tract infections, PCOD, diabetes, breast pain, these are the conditions that nowadays have been largely talked about. So to effectively tap into the she economy, brands should broaden their focus to include a wider range of women's health condition by leveraging the educational content, the product innovation, understanding what the client wants, and of course the partnership with the healthcare professionals. So just before me, Professor was actually explaining a bit more about the clinical trials and the technology behind why an ingredient should be used and must be used. So for the female counterpart of it, you do need to understand which ingredient will work for whom and what not. Because this is something which is still in the R&D phase, the ingredients that can be used, say, specifically for thyroid. It is still something which is on a very air level, and it has to be further deep dived. So yeah, healthcare professionals and understanding the technical point of view will be ensuring an accessibility and building a trust through a culturally scientific community driven strategy. Now, why I said culturally driven community is because there are a lot of products, formats or ingredients which are nowadays talked about into the market, but that is a bit of a Western concept, I would say. In the Asian market, the ingredients such as turmeric or say ginseng, these are the ingredients which we already know. Every girl who is sitting in this room, they might be having at least 5 homemade remedies for any of these problems, whether it is menstrual pain or diabetes, skin, hair, anything. So the ingredients like ashwagandha or curcumin or baobab or ginseng, for Asian customers, Asian female customers, these ingredients are not new, and we are not to be educated on that. We already know that. Asian female customers want a convenient and more ready-to-use delivery system, considering the life that we are having. The Western world is, of course, has to be told more about the type of ingredients that are to be used, how it is good for you, how it is good for health, for skin, for hair. But yeah, this is something where the brands need to differentiate between the target group. Asian customers are very well educated about the ingredients that are usually used in supplements or even any of the new ingredients that are coming. And maybe you might agree with me that most of the ingredients that are coming into the market right now, those are something that the Asian customers were already using at their home. So you got my point, right? We need maybe a delivery system which is more convenient and ready to use, not the knowledge of the product. Yes, so talking more about then the product format or the delivery system here. So new delivery formats have emerged to address the customer need, and throughout the platform we have seen that there has been a new innovative products that are coming into the market, not specifically for the women, but we believe it to be true in the next 5-10 years that there will be a lot many products which are easy to use and conveniently to find. Pre-COVID, we had few of the very common formats that we were using as supplements. Gummies, as we can see, they are very famous both in the Asian market and the Western world. Powder, liquid, quick dissolves, chewables, pills, effervescents, vegetarian capsules, and pill packs. Post-COVID, when the convenience and ready-to-use category was a bit more opportunistic, we had an addition of the formats. These are the formats which are well aware into the market, and they are already gaining the numbers in the spreadsheet. So ready to drink milkshake, ready to drink juices, shots, yogurt style drinks, puddings, creams, desserts. So puddings, creams, dessert, drinks, these were some of the very innovative products that has been launched in the last 5-10 years, I would say. Few of the niches which we can see here as well in the platform is the microbeads, patches, and oral strips. And I can see here as well that oral strips are the most talked about product format when we are talking about convenience. Patches has been something which has more to do with, I would say, diabetes and energy and vitamin supplements. The product is still something which has to be in exploratory phase, specifically for the women products. But yeah, these are few of the delivery formats which are time and again talked about. So supplement formats are evolving in exciting ways, largely due to the millennials and the Gen Z's interest in supplement experience, both from the convenient point of view and it should be enjoyable as well. Now, this slide talks more about the opportunity of the market sizing, as we say. You can see here that the numbers represent the Asia women health nutraceutical ecosystem. It does cover the medical food, the dietary supplement part as well. So we can see here that Japan, China, and India are leading from the front. I have tried to further categorize every single country with respect to the demand for organic or botanical or herbal supplements as compared to the regular conventional ones. So we can see here that if I do the average of all the countries, so in Asia Pacific market, when we are talking about women health, more than 30-35% of the female consumers will likely to have interest in organic, herbal, or botanical ingredients. The only reason for this is first to have a knowledge about the ingredient, because the ingredients are very local, easy to understand for the Asian customers. And secondly, there has been a very generic trend in the last 5 years when we did a survey. It was that the customer, they want to move away from the lab-based food to the food-based food. So it will be much more difficult for a customer to accept an ingredient, say curcumin, which is further processed, chemically processed, and then has been put it into a tablet form, and then the claims are that they are natural or they do wonders to your health and to your skin. I don't think that can work nowadays in the Asian market, because people do understand the backward integration of the manufacturing and raw material sourcing as well. People do understand the logistics, the customer do understand the logistics of making a supplement, right? So having the actual plant-based or vegan sourcing, as we say, for the ingredients, how they have extracted, sustainability comes to a picture here, of course. So the entire value chain for a supplement needs to be sustainably sourced, and that has to be very much transparent with the customers as well. So you don't need to have 10 products if you're entering into a market or if you're starting new. Even for the women's health, you need to have one condition, one ingredient, and one product format. That will do the work, because as we can see here, both the herbal, botanical, or organic counterpart of the supplements have an equal traction into the market as compared to the regular ones. So Asia's women health supplement market stands out due to its integration of traditional remedies, as I said, and modern supplements, catering to diverse cultural needs. So with rising digital access and a growing focus on preventive care, markets like Japan, China, India are leading from the front, and there will be a shift towards a personalized health solution for women. There are a lot of companies who are currently working on the digital health tech front as well for the women's. There are a couple of companies who are working on patches, on strips, or digital wearables, where for a millennial customer or for a Gen X customer, you can have the wearable and they'll tell you exactly when you can get hot flashes or when the energy is going to go down. So these are very niche products that are actually coming into the market. However, more is to be discussed. At the end, I would like to maybe just summarize the whole points that I wanted to make here. It's one, evolution of the customer preference. Personalization, this is something which is a lot talked about when we talk about beverages, food, or supplements. Now the personalization does not just mean about an age or a gender. It has to be specific to the health conditions, as we have seen throughout and through forth here. Natural ingredients, the customers and the manufacturer both has to understand what ingredients are going into the market and what the benefits out of it is. Of course, when we are talking about ingredients, organic, vegan and plant-based ingredients are leading from the front. But yes, regulatory approvals, understanding the definition of natural or organic country by country is different, and that has to be understood by the brands as well. Innovative packaging, we discussed it just recently. Smart packaging is something which is also talked a lot more about into the market. If you have to maybe go ahead with one generic health condition for women, start with health, the cognitive health. A lot of beverages have come into picture in the last 2-3 years. One product that I wanted to give an example of was the nootropics. So brain health supplement with respect to beverages or tablets or effervescent is something which has become very, very common. Digital health integration, I talked about the apps and the wearables. So a lot is invested in the apps and the wearable ecosystem, where you can have an anti-snoring app for the women's, or as I say, targeting the menstrual cycle, or understanding the hot flashes or the mood swings as well. So these are a few of the attractive markets. Regional insights, Asian market and Western markets is a lot different. Even in the Asian market, the East Asian side, Southeast Asian side is a bit different. The Oceania market is different. The customer is different in every single country. So one formulation will not fit all. We do have to do our R&D properly if we are targeting a focus group. So identify the focus group and then build your product. That will be the easier way to go. And at the end, if I have to talk about the future outlook, tech and sustainability is something that we cannot ignore. And of course, with the regulatory awareness and approvals, one can develop a product which is suitable specifically to the women conditions, as we talked. So I'll not take much of the time. Thank you very much. If anybody has any questions, maybe I'm available. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ms. Nandini Roy, for sharing your very good, like wonderful information. Thank you so much. So